continuing on with what we've been working on in class, which is using percents to solve problems, we are now going to move into discussing what a markup and markdown is. A markup and markdown, they are specific to shopping, so this is very, very, very much real life, very practical work here. Our two vocabulary terms are a markup and markdown, and they are just a specific kind of percent increase or decrease. And using markups and markdowns, we need to start by understanding how we represent 100%. And we say that we always convert a percent into a decimal, but 100% is actually an integer, which is just the whole number 1. .00, or just 1. So our first example here, we are going to calculate a markup. A shoe store buys a pair of boots from a supplier for B amount of dollars. The store's manager decides on a markup of 35%. What is the retail price on a pair of boots that the manager bought for $40? So again, this is very, very, very real life, very practical, because you're not going to want to buy something and then sell it for the exact price that you bought it for. You're going to want to make a profit. So to start with, we're going to write an expression to represent how much we would actually pay. So we know that we're automatically going to pay 100% of those boots. But because they're going to mark it up, we're also going to pay an extra 35%. So we've got this 100% plus 35% for a total of 135% of the boots. And as an expression, we know that we can't actually do any computation with the percent, so we need to convert it into a decimal, and that is 1.35, and I'm going to multiply that, because I know that of means to multiply, by B. So this here is the expression that I would use to find out how much the pair of boots would cost at this store. So now down here, I'm just going to substitute B for $40. So to solve, I would take 1.35 times 40, which tells me that the price of these boots, if I was to go to the store, would be $54 for one pair of boots. So going back, I'm automatically going to pay that 100%, and because it's a markup, I'm having to pay an additional percentage. So I add the 2% together. A markdown is slightly different because that is essentially a discount. A markdown is a discount. So let's do example 2 together. A discount store marks down all of its holiday merchandise by 20% off the regular selling price. Find the discounted price of decorations that regularly sells for $23. And again, this is very practical. If you've ever thought of yourself as a bargain shopper, then you've probably been working with percents and doing this process all along, maybe just not knowing exactly what it looks like if you were to write it down on paper. So here we go. So our expression here, if it wasn't on sale, we would be paying 100%. But because they are marking it off 20%, we're going to take away that 20% that they're saying we don't have to pay. So the percent that we actually have to pay is 80% of the price. It's supposed to be an E there. There we go. So my expression would be, again, converting 80% into a decimal, 0.8 or 0.80. I know that of means to multiply, and then I would multiply it by the price, so 0.80p. That is the expression that I would use because I'm only having to pay 80% of the price. So down here, using that same expression, I would take 80%, so 0.80 times, in this case, I now have the actual price of the item, so I would substitute 23 in place of P. So 0.80 times 23 equals 18.4, and in terms of money, that would be $18.40. So for these holiday items, they would cost me $18.40. What I'd like you to do is do these 2 your turn questions. Remember, number 1 relates to example 1, and number 2 relates to example 2. If you have any questions, we will talk about them tomorrow in class.